What's going on, everybody? It's Charger Week. That's right. And here we are. By the way, that is not my music at the beginning. I put that in there because it's one of my favorite bands. I want to shout out the Browning for hopefully not copyright striking me for this video. Because to be honest, I just don't think they get enough publicity. They're a badass band, so I decided to use one of their songs, the song Carnage, off of the Geist album. You guys should go look them up on YouTube, man. They've got a very interesting story, even though the guys will not talk to me on Twitter, because I have actually tried to reach out to them. But anyway, let's get into this, because this game right here is extremely important, Raider Nation. This game right here is for everything that we could possibly dream of and even more. Derek Carr finally going to a playoff game unscathed, but all we got to do is get through Week 18. It's absolutely great that Week 18 means something. Now, a lot of things happened in the Raider Nation, from the loss of John Madden to this, where Nate Hobbs was found on the exiting of a parking garage, the exit of a parking garage, sleeping in his car with the keys in the ignition. The officers arrested him. I didn't even want to talk about this yet because not all the facts are out there, but we do know that he is. What we will talk about is that even though with everything that's going on with him, he will be playing on Sunday Night Football. So despite the arrest of the DUI charges, Nate Hobbs of the Las Vegas Raiders is expected to play against the Los Angeles Chargers. So Hobbs is expected to play. Bisaccia has said it in his presser as well that they expect Nate Hobbs to be able to play. So that is one good thing for us going on with this, because, man, we need Nate Hobbs out there. So we all know what week it is. And it's for all the marbles right here. This is where the Raiders can punch their ticket straight into the playoffs, and it's coming all the way up to the last week. Now, there's a couple scenarios where that they have brought up that the Raiders could possibly go in along with the Chargers if they tie. Even if we lose, I believe that there is a scenario where if the Colts lose and the Steelers lose, we're in. But I don't want to get in like that. And I don't think any of you want to get in like that either. We want to go in here and we want to whip our little brother up and down the field at our home field. No crazy lightning strikes are going to happen here. You know, I mean, it is what it is. We've got them at home, and they're not a bad team, man. They're not a bad team at all. They've had somewhat of a slump. They're definitely not the team that they were at the beginning of the year, but we all know that the Chargers always play hard against us. They always do. And we let it slip away last time we played them, because that game was close. But when you go down 21-0 at the beginning of the game, you know, that's a very hard deficit to come back from. So we also need to keep that in mind, Raiders, that we can't go down like that anymore. Absolutely not. We cannot go down 21-0 and have to sit there and play catch up. And this team themselves seem motivated. They seem driven. Listening to the press conferences and listening to the players talk, these guys sound like they want to win this game. Now, I want to go over the team stats, the team comparisons for offense and defense. The Raiders are number 11 on offense. Okay, the Chargers offense is number 4. I'm going to go look. I'm going to start spitting off some of these stats that I've got written up here on the board here. Total yards, 5,838. An average per game of 364.9. Passing, 4,395. Yards a game, 274.7. Rushing yards, 1,443. Average yards a game, 90.2. And in points scored, we have scored 339 points at an average of 21.2. The Chargers have 6,194 total yards with an average yards a game, 387.1. Passing, 277.8 average, 4,445 yards. Rushing, 1,749. Average per game is 109.3. They've scored 442 points with an average of 27.6. Okay, that's the offenses. Now we're going to go to defense. All right, we're number 13, and they're number 23. We've given up a total of 5,292 yards, an average of 330.8 yards a game. Passing, 3,434 yards, an average of 214.6. Rushing, this is the big one, 1,858 yards, an average of 116.1 yards a game. Opposing teams have scored 407 points against us, where our defense is averaging 25.4 points given up per game. Now the Chargers, got to scroll down here to where I can see them because their defense is not even close to being ours. At least I don't think so anyway. They're 23rd. See, there they are. There they are, all the way down there. Total yards, they've given up 5,776, an average of 361 per game. Passing yards is they've given up 3,589 at an average of 224.3. Rushing yards, 2,187, an average of 136.7 yards a game. They've given up 424 points, and they average 26.5. Now, if you look at that, this is going to be a very close game. It's going to be whose offense and whose defense wants it more. We have a top-rated, top 15 defense, but we're giving up 25.4 yards a game. We're only averaging 21 points a game scoring. What's crazy is that we are the number 11th ranked offense, but we don't have points scored. The points scored per game is pathetic. 21 point, what was it? It was like 21.3. Let me see if I'm right on that one. Las Vegas. 21.2. Our offense is only scoring 21.2 points per game. That's what they're averaging. You know what I mean? They're giving up 26 points a game, so that's a good thing. You know, maybe we can put up more than 21, but I do have a feeling that this game's going to be close regardless on what the score is. It's going to be close. Man, I hate these Chargers. These Chargers, this is my most hated team in the division. And it's fitting that it comes down to them that is either going to make it or break it for us to get into the playoffs. So anyway, that's the offense and defense comparisons of both teams. Now, I do have an injury report. Neither list was really very long. Darren Waller Darren Waller's being Darren Waller. But he was activated. I can't tell you exactly what all of them are suffering from. Jonathan Hankins, Josh Jacobs, and Casey Hayward. I think Casey Hayward's an ankle. But all of these guys are questionable for the game. I do believe that every single one will play. At least I'm hoping every single one will play, because we need every able body out there to just win. Because that's the idea this week, and it doesn't matter how we do it. It shouldn't matter how we do it, whether it's ugly or whether it's clean. I would love for it to be clean. I would love for it to be a blowout like they did us. Just get it to where we pull off toward the end of the game, just pull away from them. But knowing this team, this is the Cardiac Raiders. This is going to be a nail biter all the way up until the end, or we're going to get blown out. And I hope I hope that don't happen. I really hope that don't happen, because we all need this team to buck up and take exactly what is ours. So here is our injury list. The Chargers is even less. They've got a defensive lineman and a linebacker. The defensive lineman is the one who is out, and the linebacker is the one who is questionable. I don't even know who these guys are. I don't even know if they start. But, this is their injury report. So that means this is pretty much going to be a healthy game. It's going to be our first string against their first string, and it's going to be an absolute dogfight all the way into the end of the game, Raider Nation. But we all know what it is. It's either win or go home. Playoffs start Sunday night for our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. And it starts against a division rival who is definitely the most hated. Definitely the most hated in my book. This is the same team that we shared California with for many years. This is the same team that we black out their stadium every time we play them. Whether it was in San Diego or Los Angeles, it was definitely no different. And I bet you they're laughing at us now, because we're sitting here complaining about the same thing happening to us here in Vegas, what we do to them twice a year. I'm laughing about it too, because it's just kind of ironic. But, with the 13 fans that the Los Angeles Chargers have, you're always going to be outnumbered anyway. So, it is what it is. At least we show up. But I'll give you all that. You got a good team. And I hate it when y'all are good and we're good. But, we're going to have to take it to your ass this week. And I'm sure that we're going to. Especially with all the smack Joey Bosa talked at the beginning of the year. And then we got Hunter Renfrow, man. We shout out to Hunter Renfrow, or much respect, however you want to give it. Give props. Right here at the Raider Critique, we give props. And Hunter Renfrow goes, let's see, I think it's 1,025 yards is what he... I've got it right here. Yeah, Hunter Renfrow. 99 receptions, 1,025 yards, 10.4 average. His longest catch is 54 yards with 7 touchdowns. He surpasses Jerry Rice, who had 92. And he also surpasses Todd Christensen from the 1986 Los Angeles Raiders with 95 receptions at 1,153 yards. So, hell yeah, man. our Wes Welker is definitely here. It's literally our new Fred Biletnikoff. And we have a new Fred Biletnikoff in Hunter Renfroe. Just like I believe that we probably have another Jim Plunkett in Derek Carr, even though a lot of people do not agree in that. But shout out to Hunter Renfroe, props to Hunter Renfroe. He has been beasting all year, and he definitely deserves to go into the Pro Bowl. I don't understand why they didn't vote him in, and if they did vote him in, it's the first time I'm hearing about it. So, yeah, man, it's awesome. We got a really badass wide receiver in Hunter Renfroe. Anybody who says Derek Carr doesn't have any weapons, we got weapons, man. And we got weapons who are extremely smart. And Hunter Renfroe was one of them. And homeboy hits like a Mack truck. Don't believe me? Go check out that punt return old homeboy did. Hunter Renfroe lit him up like a Christmas tree. Now, is this guy going to show up or what? This is one thing I'm wondering, man. He's been messing around with Clutch Sports. Been out on an injury that most people have said, and most people can, who are in the medical field can attest to, that the injury should not have taken this long for him to get back. I do think that this is a money pool if he does play, because with Clutch Sports, all right, I don't think they really thought that the Raiders had a chance to make the playoffs, especially if they took Hunter Renfroe and told him to sit out. They figured that the Raiders would implode more than likely, and then Waller would have to, would be able to ask for a large sum of money for a contract next year and have the Raiders either overpay him or let him walk, which 9 times out of 10 we would let him walk. So that's, I have a feeling that's what it was all about. So I think Clutch Sports really did not expect the Raiders to start coming back the way that they have. The defense stepping up the way that they have. The outstanding standouts from players like Hunter Renfroe, Josh Jacobs, even Derek Carr at times, who has looked terrible at times but has come through in the clutch. Daniel Carlson, man, our team has stepped up. Desmond Trufant, Nate Hobbs, Divine Diablo. I mean, all these guys have stepped up. Crosby, Ngakoue, the defensive line, Phylon. We're looking pretty good, man. So we're starting to get in here, and we're starting to actually win games, and we've got a chance at the playoffs. Maybe Darren Waller told Clutch Sports, hey, man, fuck you. I'm going to go out here and win with my team. Because it could have just been all Clutch Sports who wanted him to sit out, man, and he's just doing what he needs to do. I'm not going to hate on the guy, especially when you get an agent like that who gives you bad advice. But, whether it was Clutch Sports told him to, man, you need to hurry up and get out there on the field, or Darren Waller really had this injury and it took him this long to get well, or Darren Waller was like, fuck you, Clutch Sports, I'm going to get the fuck out there with my team. Either way, I hope that he gets there and he reaches the field. He is sorely missed, and he is a good portion, of the reason why we are in the position that we're in, but not for the last 3 games. He hasn't been there. So another question about that is does it fuck up the chemistry if he comes back into the starting lineup? Because the chemistry that's going on right now, it might not be absolutely stellar, but I can tell you this, I like what I see. The team's fighting for every single solitary point. They're fighting for every single solitary yard, and they're producing. Their third down percentage is up. It's we went for it on 4th down and got it last week. We're starting to show some tenacity. We're starting to show some balls out there, like we're confident and that we're desperate. And that's what we need to do. That's how we need to play. Is he going to come in there and mess that up because he wants a shit ton of targets? I don't know. But I can tell you this, it would be nice to see him on the field. It would be nice to see him get out there with his brothers and celebrate and help us win to get us into the playoffs. Raider Nation, we deserve it, and this team deserves it. It's time to shut down the haters, man, because Derek, this segment right here is all for you. Say Waller doesn't show up. Say Waller's not going to play. That's one less weapon you're going to have. But you got Josh Jacobs. That offensive line is starting to gel together now. They're starting to block their ass off. They're giving you plenty of time. You've got Hunter Renfrow, Deshaun Jackson, Brian Edwards, Foster Moreau. There's a lot of guys on this team. You got a lot of weapons. You can even hook up old Sutton Smith with a screen pass or something, or maybe a fullback draw up the middle. You know, you've got plenty of weapons. And you have come through in the clutch the last 3 weeks. You've done an excellent job, and the only thing I can ask, because us as Raider Nation, we're really tired of the Derek Carr conversation. I know I'm tired of the Derek Carr conversation. Every time somebody mentions it, I cringe. I was talking about it 2 years ago, and it seems like that's all we've been talking about. And the only arguments that these Carr haters have, these Kardashians is what they're being called now, is you haven't played in a playoff game even though you've helped us reach the playoffs. And you're a turnover machine. Now, turnover machine is correct. You have the most fumbles of any quarterback in the last eight seasons than anybody in the league. But I love the way you play. You play with some reckless abandonment, man, and you'll get out there and you'll put your body on the line. A lot of these people don't know what it's like to get hit, especially when you got 265-pound, 4.5 running 40s running straight for you and blasting you head on. And you being a Raider quarterback, you don't get the late hit flags or the unsportsmanlike conduct, roughing the passer style calls, and it's because of the colors that you wear. The same colors that we wear on an everyday basis. This is the game where you got to shut them up, man. You need to go in here. You need to take charge of this team. You need to march us down the field every time we get the ball. You need to take command of this offense and lead us to victory over our bitter rivals, the Los Angeles Chargers, chokers, whatever you want to call them. The only way you're going to shut these people up is to get through this game with a W, unscathed, stamping our ticket to the playoffs. It will only be then that they will shut up. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Are you ready for it? This is the moment you've been waiting for. Punch our ticket into the playoffs. Try not to make mistakes. Try not to fumble. Try not to throw interceptions. But in every aspect, just win the game. And shut these Derek Carr haters up once and for all. I've seen it all on Twitter. I know you're a good quarterback. We all know you can play, bro. You just got to get out there and do it. And you've got a very good supporting cast in that offense that you run. You guys help him out, man. Help him out. Line block. Because this is the game right here where we need to shut everybody up. No time for games. Get out there, play ferocious. Just ferocious. Show the Chargers why they are the little brother. So anyway, that's all I got, man. It's going to be a great game. And if this team plays right, and if they play as good as we know they can play, we're going to whoop the Chargers all up and down this field. We've had, for some reason I'm missing a backdrop, which is kind of crazy. I'm going to go back in here and see if I can find it. Because that's during that rant to Derek Carr, there was another slide that was supposed to be in there. And of course, OBS is tripping. Maybe I didn't put it through. I don't know, either way. We've got to understand, man. Joey Bosa's been running his mouth. Now he's trying to backpedal. I would be trying to backpedal too if I saw exactly what I was seeing being a Charger, looking over there at the Raiders, seeing how hard they've been fighting. That's a very tenacious team right there that's gone through a lot of adversity, from Josh Jacobs' DUI at the end of the season last year all the way up till now. It's been fiasco after fiasco after fiasco, and yet this team is still fighting and is able, if they win, and they should win on Sunday, okay, to become 10-7 and punch our ticket into the playoffs. We need to take our seat at the motherfucking table. The playoff table. And then once we get up there to the playoff table, run through every single one of these motherfuckers and punch our ticket into the Super Bowl. That's what I want. But if we make the playoffs and we lose in the first round, hey, I'm still going to give us props. But I think this team can fight hard. I think this team has got the adversity, the tenacity, the heart, the will, the fight to win the Super Bowl this year. Do it for all the adversity they had to go through. Because that would be the sock in the mouth over the email shit and everything like that to the NFL, who basically put all this bullshit on the organization to begin with. That's some real shit, man. So anyway, what's crazy about this is that we got to win this game. That's what's crazy about it. This week actually means something, Raider Nation, and that's something we should also be proud of. But playoffs start tomorrow night. Playoffs start tomorrow night. Now, it has been proven that over the last 3 games, the Raiders have not been penalized that much. I think we had 6 penalties against the Broncos. They only had 3. So the referees have not been flag happy. I hope that they call it like that this game. Because if this game gets decided by the referees throwing a shit ton of flags, it's just going to be an utter disappointment, because they wouldn't let these boys play. No joke. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm going to actually hop on over to the Tecmo Super Bowl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this. I'm going to post this up, and then I'm going to be posting up the Tecmo Super Bowl pregame prediction against the Chargers. Probably roughly about an hour later. So anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up for the notifications. You can hit me up on Twitter. I will respond to you. I also have an Instagram. It's at The Raider Critique. So you can find me on Instagram as well. And if you guys just want to chop it up, you got any lives going on, you want me to jump on, just hit me up on either one of those, and I will be more than, overjoyed to be able to come and talk to you on social media platforms and maybe even hop on your live sometime. So anyway, Raider Nation, enjoy the content, enjoy the weekend, and definitely enjoy the game because we are about to punch our ticket into the playoffs by a very driven, Derek Carr-led Las Vegas Raiders football team.